5 blanks, 5 answers because it's 5 degrees. Y'all, we already know 1. We can copy 5i right here. Let's copy 5i. And then that's complex. What do complex zeros always come in? Plus or minus, opposite pairs. So if positive 5i is 1, then negative 5i is 1. This has to be a 0 also. So, I'm sorry? It was given us. That's like part of the instructions. I did not come up with that at all. That's part of the instructions. Example 3 says find all zeros. Given a 0, here's a little 0 to help you out. 5i is part of the printed instructions. You would have that on your paper. I did not come up with that. But I did come up with that. You good with that? Okay. All right. So now that we know we have some zeros, to find the rest of them, I would love to factor this, but no, I can't factor that. So we're going to synthetically divide. Draw an upside down division box. Oh my goodness, look. I'm going to keep going, look. I'm going to keep going. Oh my goodness, all the way to the edge of my paper. I need that room. Let's spread this stuff out. It's the first time you've seen it. Don't try to squish stuff together. All right, we're going to divide by the given answer they gave us. Let's put 5i out here. Let's write these coefficients up here on the top. Spread them out. We need all this room, trust me. Now, y'all see this negative 2200 and this positive 1500? Y'all wouldn't get stuff like this without a calculator on a test or a quiz. I'm just kind of showing you this stuff. I apologize to you. There should be an X next to the 2200. Thank you so much, Ananya. Let's write an X there. Great, great catch. Did y'all put an X next to that? We don't have any missing degrees. That should be an X, a single X. Sorry. Thank you so much. Okay, let's start running through this and see what happens. So I'm going to bring this 3 down. 5i times 3 is 15i, so I'm going to put that right here. And guys, you cannot combine a real and an imaginary. So all we can do is write negative 5 plus 15i. That's all we can do when we try to combine that. Okay, let's keep going. 5i times negative 5 is negative 25i. 5i times 15i is 75i squared, but what does that turn into? Negative 75. Good. Y'all, I'm going to be your human calculator because this is my 13th time working this. It's not the 13th, but it feels like it. A negative 13 and a negative 75 is a negative 88. So let's write negative 88 minus that 25i. And multiply. And I'm going to tell you what these answers are. 5i times negative 88 is negative 440i. Y'all, 5 times 88 is 440. All right. 5i times negative 25i is negative 125i squared. But what are we going to write? Ooh, I don't think y'all are paying attention. Positive what? 125. Yes, great job. All right, so guys, 125 minus 65. Yeah, 125 minus 65 is a positive 60. Let's write 60. Let's recopy the negative 440i and keep going. So fun. All right. 5i times 60 is 300i. All right, here we go. I'm going to tell you what this is. I'm your human calculator. 5 times 440 is 2200. 5i times negative 440i is positive 2200. These two multiplied together is a positive 2200. Ooh, look what happens. The 2200s cancel out. Let's bring down 300i. Y'all, what's 5i times 300i? Yes. Negative 1500. Wonderful. And we do not have a remainder. Well, yeah, we knew we are not going to have a remainder because we knew that was a 0. That has to be a remainder of nothing. Okay, so listen. It gets ugly. This is ugly. This is a degree of 5. Y'all, this is a polynomial with coefficients like this in front of it. I am not even going to try to write that in polynomial form. I'm just going to turn around and do synthetic division again. So look, I'm going to draw another upside down division box all the way across my paper. I am going to recopy this ugliness, our answers. It's right, it's just ugly. Let's recopy this at the top of our synthetic division box. And don't forget, we are so smart, we have one more 0. They didn't give it to us, but we knew. We knew we had a negative 5i. So this time we're going to write negative 5i out here. And watch the magic happen. This is so fun. It's like so hard not to just get so excited. All right, let's bring down that 3. Y'all, what's negative 5i times 3? Yeah, negative 15i. Ooh, look what happens. Those imaginaries cancel out. I wonder if it's going to be like that all the way across. Let's find out. Let's bring down the negative 5 because that's all that's left. Negative 5i times negative 5 is positive 25i. Oh, that's so beautiful because those cancel out. Let's bring down the negative 88. Y'all remember 88 times 5 is 440. So negative 5i times negative 88 is a positive 440i. And then you can finish that. Guess what negative 5i times 60 is? What is it? Negative 300i. So pretty. No remainder, which of course we already knew that because we knew that was a 0. All right, so the good news is, I'm sorry, that's a stray mark on my paper. That's nothing. So the good news is the crazy i's are gone away. This is a polynomial. This is pretty. I'll write this as a polynomial. Remember, this started out as a degree of 5. This ugliness turned into a degree of 4. So this prettiness is a degree of 3. Let's write this polynomial. So this is going to be 3x to the third minus 5x squared minus 88x plus 60. Okay, y'all, I'm going to scoop my paper up. We got to keep going. There's 4 terms. Is that factorable? No, it's not factorable. If it's not factorable, then here we go again. We're going to drop these numbers on the top of our division box. So 3, negative 5, negative 88, and a 60. What goes on the outside? What goes here? I don't know. We need an answer bank to choose from. Y'all, we have to do P divided by Q. So look, when we do P divided by Q, hold on. What were the directions in the problem? To find all zeros, all the actual zeros. Okay, well, let's start figuring out an answer bank. Let's do P divided by Q. Okay, so the last number is 60. It's going to be all the factors of 60 divided by all the factors of 3. And you know what? I don't need to list all those out because that's not part of the instructions, y'all. This is just a tool for me to find the zeros. At the top of your paper, next to example 3, you should have wrote find all zeros. That's all we need to work on. This is just for us. This is just our toolkit to figure out what we're going to try to put here. Speaking of what we're going to try to put here, let's see if we have a higher probability of getting a positive or a negative answer. Let's do the rule of signs. All right, for my positives, it starts positive, it flips negative, it flips back to positive. That's 2 changes. So we're going to have 2 or none. Let's figure out the negatives. So that's going to be negative 3x to the third minus 5x squared plus 88x plus 60. Y'all, this is just one change. It starts out negative, then it flips to positive and stays positive. So we're going to have 1 negative, which means I'm going to start trying to guess positive numbers. There's a ton. Let's try to figure out what's happening here. Now remember, if this is 60, what do we want this to be happy? Let's write that down. Don't forget that. That's the only way we're going to be happy. Now remember, I have a number on the outside and a number here. We're trying to multiply 2 numbers together to get a negative 60. So let's start thinking about numbers that multiply to a negative 60, because that's going to be how we back into this without guessing and checking like 10 times. What multiplies to make 60? Yeah, 6 and 10. Keep going. Give me a couple more. Let's have a couple more. 12 and 5. 3 and 20. All right, cool. Let's start with that. That's a good starting point. I usually put the lowest number on the outside. So between 6 and 10, I'm going to put 6 on the outside. Y'all want to start with that? I mean, we could choose any one you want. Any pair you want. Are y'all good with starting with 6 and 10? All right, let's just do 6 and 10. Put 6 out here, the lowest number on the outside. And then here we go. I gotta make sure I did my math right. That times that is 18. Carry the 1. Yes, that's a 7. What? Look. Does that match? What's 6 times negative 10? Did we land on a good one? Are we happy? That's the first time that's happened all day. We landed on a linear pair here. So look, before we go crazy and get too happy, I am happy, but before we get too happy, remember, we are in the business of finding zeros. That's a 0. Remember that 6 made us happy. You better go up here and write a 6. Remember how we drew those blanks? 3 down, 2 to go. All right, let's kind of recap what happened. This was a degree of 5. This ugliness was a degree of 4. This prettiness was a degree of 3. What is this a degree of? Yeah. Y'all, this is a quadratic. I'm really hoping it's factorable. So 3x squared plus 13x minus 10. All right, let's kind of analyze this. We need numbers that multiply to a negative 30, but add to a 13. Y'all, that's factorable. What are those numbers? 10 and 3 definitely combine to a 13, but look, it has to multiply to a negative 30. So that 10 and that 3 would have to be opposite signs. What'd y'all say? 15 and 2, negative 2. 15 and 2, that's it. And the 2's negative, yes. So 15 and negative 2. I slide and divide, y'all, so I'm going to divide by what I slid. If you are a box person, draw your box. That is so fun. We have the final 2 answers. Y'all, what are you putting up here? Negative 5. Yes, yes, yes. And then what? 2/3. Wonderful.